Alex had always thought his life was ordinary. He worked in a small research lab on Earth, analyzing signals from space, never expecting that one day he would be standing on an alien planet, face to face with beings beyond imagination. But here he was, on Zyphora, a planet known for its shimmering skies and floating crystal forests. The air smelled faintly sweet, almost like blooming flowers mixed with metal. The alien ship that brought him here had landed smoothly on a wide plateau surrounded by glowing blue lakes. He stepped out, trying to remember the etiquette the diplomats had drilled into him. He adjusted his collar nervously. Sweat trickled down his back as dozens of alien eyes turned toward him. "Remember, Alex," whispered Captain RYL, the human commander, "these are highly intelligent beings. One wrong move, and we could offend them." Alex nodded, though he wasn't sure he could follow all the rules. His stomach twisted as a soft chime echoed across the platform. The large doors of the palace opened, revealing the alien queen. Her skin shimmered like liquid silver, and her eyes glowed softly with a green light. She moved gracefully, almost floating. Behind her, a tall, elegant figure in white robes followed, the queen's nurse, who seemed to command respect even from the palace guards. Alex bowed awkwardly, his knees nearly hitting the ground. "Greetings, Your Majesty," he said, trying not to sound too nervous. The queen's lips curved slightly. She spoke in a language Alex did not understand. The nurse leaned closer to him, whispering words that sounded musical but alien. Alex tried to copy the sounds, failing miserably. The queen's eyes narrowed slightly, studying him with an intensity he had never experienced. "Just relax," Captain RYL mouthed, standing behind him. Alex took a deep breath. He tried to smile. "Yes, dear," he said jokingly, intending to lighten the tension. Silence. The sound of the alien wind brushing the crystal trees felt heavier. Every creature in the palace seemed to pause. The nurse's eyes widened, her hands clasping together. She whispered again to someone behind her, and then, before Alex could even realize, she stepped forward. "Mate," she said softly, her voice carrying across the hall. "Come with me." Alex froze. "Wait, what?" he whispered to himself. The nurse gestured elegantly, and Alex, unsure what else to do, followed her. Every step he took felt surreal. The walls of the palace glowed with symbols he could not understand, and strange, floating lights illuminated the corridor. The nurse moved with a poise that made Alex stumble behind her like a clumsy child. Finally, she stopped in front of a door that seemed alive. Symbols shifted on its surface, glowing brighter as they approached. "Inside," she said, "the queen wishes to see you alone for a moment." Alex's heart pounded. Alone with the queen? He swallowed hard. "This is a joke, right? I didn't mean anything. I was joking." The nurse's green eyes softened but did not waver. "They do not understand jokes as humans do. You must play your part." Alex's mind raced. Play my part? What part? He didn't even know what he had signed up for. But before he could protest, the door opened. He stepped inside. The room was massive, circular, with walls that seemed to pulse with life. The queen sat on a throne that looked like it had grown from crystal itself. She motioned for him to approach. Alex's feet felt heavy, as if the floor wanted to hold him back. "You understand why you are here?" the queen asked, her voice melodic but commanding. Alex opened his mouth but no words came out. He shook his head slowly. The queen tilted her head, eyes gleaming. "Your words, simple, careless, have chosen you." Alex blinked. "Chosen me for, what?" The nurse stepped closer, her voice gentle. "You are considered a mate." Alex choked on his own disbelief. "Mate? Like, married?" The nurse nodded. "In our culture, the word is not exactly the same as your marriage. It is a bond. A connection. Honor. Dangerous if refused." Alex wanted to laugh and cry at the same time. His mind scrambled for escape plans, for any diplomatic excuse. I didn't mean." "It is done," the nurse interrupted. "Your choice now is to comply or face offense. You may not understand fully, but your actions matter greatly.
Alex glanced around the room.
The walls pulsed with energy. The air smelled faintly sweet, almost intoxicating. The Queen's gaze did not blink. This was not a joke. This was real.
He remembered Captain Ryl's warning, one wrong move.
He swallowed hard and nodded. Okay. I'll cooperate. The nurse smiled faintly, as if relieved.
Good. You will learn.
All will become clear. But first, rest.
Eat.
Prepare. Alex followed her to a smaller chamber filled with glowing orbs. Strange fruits floated mid-air, hovering as if alive.
He tried one. Sweet and tangy, it made his head spin slightly. He blinked.
The nurse watched him carefully, correcting his posture, his gestures, his pronunciation. Alex felt like a puppet, yet the attention made him feel strangely important.
Hours passed, or maybe minutes. Time seemed different on Xiphora.
Every action he took, every word he spoke, was carefully observed. He fumbled often, yet each mistake seemed only to deepen the nurse's fascination. Finally, she leaned close and whispered, "Tomorrow, you will meet the Queen again. There will be tests.
Show courage, cleverness, and respect. And remember, the title of mate is not light. It changes everything." Alex nodded, though he had no idea what lay ahead.
He lay down on the soft, glowing mat provided, staring at the ceiling. His mind replayed every moment, the joke, the misunderstanding, the whisper, the word mate.
How had a careless, silly joke brought him here? How would he survive the coming trials? And, most importantly, what did the Queen truly want from him?
Sleep came reluctantly, as the glowing orbs hummed softly above him. Outside, the crystal forests shimmered under Xiphora's twin moons, as if the entire planet was watching him, waiting for his next move. The story of Alex's unexpected proposal had only just begun. Alex woke to the soft hum of the glowing orbs above his bed. His body ached from sleeping on the strange, semi-soft mat, and his mind buzzed with the events of yesterday. He had come to Xiphora as a simple human researcher, and now, he was somehow the mate of the alien Queen's nurse. Mate, he muttered under his breath, tasting the word like a foreign fruit. It was exciting and terrifying at the same time. The nurse appeared at the doorway, as graceful as ever. "Good morning," she said.
"It is time." Alex swallowed. Time to learn. And learn he would. The first lesson was posture and gestures.
The nurse instructed him to bow in ways that made his back feel like it was cracking. "Not like that," she corrected, "your shoulders must float, but your knees must sink."
Alex tried again, wobbling dangerously.
A small orb floated by his head and blinked at him, making him jump and nearly hit the wall.
The nurse sighed. "Focus, mate. The Queen notices everything." Alex groaned.
"I did not sign up for graceful human origami."
She only raised an eyebrow. "Your words matter too.
Pronunciation, tone, intent." Next came alien etiquette, the art of eating and drinking in ways that seemed impossible.
Floating fruits hovered mid-air.
One fruit was almost too large for his mouth, another rolled away if he moved too fast.
"Slow. Respect the orbit," said the nurse.
Alex nodded, blinking as he finally managed to catch one with a trembling hand. "You are improving," she whispered, "but you must do more than survive.
You must impress."
By midday, Alex realized impressing the aliens was a mix of luck, comedy, and sheer human stubbornness. He tripped over invisible steps, accidentally bowed to a decorative crystal sculpture, and somehow ended up with a glowing fruit stuck in his hair. Yet, despite everything, the nurse laughed, not mockingly, but warmly. "You are unpredictable," she said. "That is valuable."
Alex blinked. "Unpredictable? I'm just panicking."
She smiled, a rare human-like curve of lips that made Alex's heart skip. "Perhaps.
But unpredictability can be clever. Cleverness is admired." Then came the Queen's inspection.
Alex was led to a massive hall where the queen sat on her crystal throne, eyes glowing like twin moons. Dozens of other aliens were present, advisors, guards, and courtiers, all staring at him.
He could feel their curiosity, their judgment, their amusement.
"Speak," the queen said.
"Why should a human survive in our court?"
Alex opened his mouth, and the words came out faster than he expected.
"Because humans are terrible at following rules?" A pause.
Then a ripple of laughter echoed through the hall, not threatening, but amused.
Alex blinked.
The queen's lips curved.
"Interesting," she said.
The nurse leaned closer.
"Your honesty is unusual. You might survive yet." Next, Alex was shown the alien court's challenges. Tasks that tested intelligence, bravery, and patience. The first challenge was a puzzle, a wall of shifting light patterns that required synchronization of touch, thought, and instinct.
Alex stared at the lights, panicked.
His hands shook. He pressed one, then another, then accidentally hit the wrong sequence.
The wall changed, but instead of a failure alarm, it lit up in dazzling colors.
"You solved it differently," the nurse whispered. "Creativity counts too."
Alex couldn't help it, he laughed.
"I'm just lucky."
"Luck is admired," the nurse said, rolling her eyes.
Hours passed like moments.
Alex was exhausted, overwhelmed, and utterly fascinated by the alien world. He tripped into a hall of floating pools, accidentally dunked his face into one, and emerged with glittering water running down his arms.
The court gasped. The queen raised an eyebrow. Impressive resilience.
Alex wiped the water from his face.
"Or stupidity," he muttered. The nurse only smiled.
"Perhaps both."
By evening, Alex was guided to a quiet balcony overlooking the crystal forests.
The twin moons reflected off the lakes, painting the sky in colors he had no names for.
"Tomorrow," the nurse said, "you will face the queen again.
A test of wit and courage. You must survive not only the challenge but the scrutiny of all who watch."
Alex shivered. "And if I fail?"
"Failure is unpleasant," she said softly, a shadow of warning in her eyes.
"But you may yet surprise everyone."
He watched the twin moons spin slowly in the alien sky, thinking about how one careless joke had brought him here. One simple, silly line, "Yes, dear," had changed everything.
And yet, as much as fear tightened his chest, excitement fluttered there too.
He was part of something larger than Earth, larger than himself. The alien world was alive, unpredictable, and full of surprises.
Tomorrow would be harder. He knew it.
But tonight, he was still here.
Still breathing. Still learning. Still, the nurse's mate. Alex smiled grimly. This was only the beginning. Alex woke before dawn.
The twin moons of Xiphora still hung low in the sky, casting pale light over the crystal forests. Today was the day he would face the queen again.
The word test echoed in his mind.
His stomach knotted with nerves. The nurse appeared at the doorway, as graceful and enigmatic as ever.
"It is time," she said. "The queen awaits." Alex nodded, trying to look confident.
Inside, he felt like a tiny human surrounded by a living, breathing alien court. Every creature, every floating crystal, seemed to watch him. Even the orbs above his head blinked in patterns that felt like silent judgment.
"Remember," the nurse whispered, "courage, cleverness, respect. And unpredictability can be your ally." Alex frowned. Unpredictability? That had worked by accident before, but could it save him now? The queen's chamber was larger than Alex remembered, the walls pulsating with energy, shifting colors like a living rainbow.
The queen herself sat atop her crystal throne, eyes glowing with intensity. "Alex," she said, "you have learned our ways, somewhat. But now, you must face the true test of a mate."
Alex's heart thumped. "Test? What kind of test?"
The queen's lips curved in a hint of a smile.
"The challenge is simple.
Solve the riddle, or the bond cannot continue." A massive crystal rose from the floor, spinning slowly. Symbols appeared on its surface, alien shapes that glowed and changed rapidly.
Alex stared. His head spun. None of this looked like anything he had seen before. "Focus," the nurse whispered, standing by his side. "Use logic and your human nature. Sometimes that is enough." Alex swallowed. He studied the symbols. They shifted faster than his eyes could follow. His brain screamed, "I'm doomed." But then he remembered something the nurse had said yesterday: unpredictability is valuable. He stepped forward, took a deep breath, and pressed a symbol at random. Then another. Then he tried patterns that made no sense at all. The crystal spun faster, sparks of light flashing in every direction. Suddenly, it stopped. The symbols aligned. A soft chime echoed through the chamber. Alex blinked. The Queen's eyes widened, then she laughed. A sound like music and thunder at once. "You succeeded?" she asked, astonished. Alex swallowed. "I think I pressed the right ones by accident?" The Queen rose. Her silver skin shimmered as she floated toward him. Human ingenuity, or luck disguised as ingenuity. Either way, it works. The nurse's green eyes sparkled. "I told you, unpredictability counts." Alex wiped sweat from his brow, trying not to look too foolish. "So, what now?" The Queen gestured to the court. "Now, you are officially recognized. Not as a mate in the way humans understand, but as a chosen partner, a human who has proven cleverness, courage, and value." Alex blinked. Relief and disbelief crashed into him at the same time. "Chosen partner, okay, that's better than I thought." The nurse stepped closer, smiling. "You survived the first test. But remember, being a mate is more than puzzles. It is influence, observation, and sometimes, chaos." Alex groaned. "Chaos? Seriously?" The Queen's lips curved. "Humans often bring chaos. Yet chaos can lead to change. Your people may have underestimated you. But now, you have a place here. A role. Power. Responsibility." Alex swallowed, realizing that one careless joke, yes, dear, had put him in this position. A joke that had accidentally reshaped his destiny. "You are unusual," the nurse whispered, her voice softer now. "But that is exactly why you belong here." Alex looked at the glowing court, the floating orbs, the pulsing crystals. He had survived, learned, stumbled, and laughed. He had faced an alien world and its rules, and somehow, he had made it work. Unusual, yes, he muttered to himself. And somehow, lucky. The Queen extended her hand, a gesture of trust and acceptance. "You will remain human. And together, we will see what you can truly do." Alex hesitated, then took the hand. A soft warmth flowed through him, not fear, not danger, but connection. Something larger than himself. Something extraordinary. The nurse smiled again, just slightly, a wink that seemed to say, "This is only the beginning." Outside, the twin moons reflected off Zyphora's crystal lakes. Alex breathed deeply. He had survived the unexpected, faced the alien test, and even managed to impress beings beyond imagination. And though he did not fully understand the alien culture or what lay ahead, he knew one thing: his life was no longer ordinary. It would never be ordinary again. Because on Zyphora, a careless joke had become a bond. And bonds, whether chosen or accidental, could change everything. Alex chuckled softly. "Well, mate or not, let's see where this crazy adventure goes." The glowing orbs above hummed, almost in agreement. The planet seemed alive, waiting for the next unpredictable move. And Alex, the human who joked too much, who stumbled too often, who survived by luck and wit, was ready.